Hello and welcome back to a Japan tutorial for Hearts of Iron 3. In this episode, we will continue our global conflict with the Allies, specifically the United Kingdom, as the armed forces of Japan sweep across Asia, Africa, and enter the continent of Europe. Along the way, I will discuss any features or mechanics of the simulation that I have yet to cover and are important to the strategies of Japan. So, let's get started. All right, I'm going to start with a recap of where we are and what happened at the end of last episode. It is a few months after the end of last episode. We're in January of 1942 now. This is our progress in India. However, we're having an issue with supply in India. I'll go to the supply map mode and show you. As you can see, like this unit is pretty much out of supply. No supply here. No supply here. Very little supply in these provinces, and that's because supply is coming from Rangoon here, and if you look over in Rangoon, it looks fine until you hover your cursor over and discover that we have 24 brigades here, 32 Marine brigades. We have too many troops here, and just equipment. We have a bunch of aircraft here. We need to move some of this out. I don't want a bunch of units hogging all the supply here in Rangoon. That's what's happening. They're taking all the supply, and all those troops out in the field aren't getting any. So that's the first thing we're going to do here in Rangoon and for our Indian offensive. Next, we have Southeast Asia, and as I mentioned in the end of the last episode, we have taken most of the Solomon Islands and New Guinea. Our next targets are going to be Australia, New Zealand, and we also want to take these allied islands in this area. We don't want any British bases over here, so we will spend some time taking these. I believe there's Tahiti, France, and some British islands. I believe there's one right here. That's New Zealand. This is the US, I believe. Yep, American Samoa. We'll just take all these, and then we'll be done with Southeast Asia. All right, back to the Indian theater real quick. We're probably going to use the Marines that are stashed here to take Ceylon and then invade southern India and also take all of the ports in India so that the United Kingdom cannot supply their troops here. So we'll be probably doing landings again here in Ceylon and then up the coast all the way up to here and cut off all the supply for the British forces in India. After we're done with that, we're going to be landing in the Middle East, and we're going to be probably landing here first in what is the UAE, and we'll probably take Oman, which is a British ally. Also, Yemen, we'll be taking these fairly quickly. We'll probably need to take Saudi Arabia, Iraq, which is a British ally, and then move in to Jordan and Syria, cross the canal, take all of North Africa, although I see that the Italians do have North Africa at present, or at least the Egyptian part of it. We will land here in British East Africa, take all of this. We'll take probably the Belgian Congo, South Africa. We're probably going to have to take Portugal. I'll tell you why in a bit. We'll take this French territory, these British territories here. We'll probably take Liberia, move up and take all the British possessions in the Caribbean. And then late in the game, we'll probably take Portugal, Ireland, and then the United Kingdom. That's the plan anyway. So, but first we're going to have to start with India and Southeast Asia. Okay, just to give you an idea of what else is happening in the world, let's go to, I don't think I ever showed you this in the last episode, but I want to go to the Intelligence tab, go to Majors, and look at the United States, and take a look at their ministers. You'll be surprised at who they are. Take a look at the president. Some guy named Gerald K. Smith is the president, not Roosevelt, and the reason why is, take a look at this. The America First Committee is dominating politics in the United States. Here's the Republican Party, the Democratic Party, and so most of these are from the America First Committee, and some of these are even fascists. Take a look. Silver Legion of America, Silver Legion, German American Bund, all fascist. I mean, half of the U.S. government is fascist. Now over here on the Eastern Front, this is the progress of Germany. They have taken, let's see what they've taken. Kyiv, they have taken Minsk. They're about to close in on Smolensk. And I think, yeah, they're getting close to Leningrad as well. And just to remind you of production, this is our queue. We're still building convoys and escorts. Remember, we had a carrier that lost all of its aircraft. Here are the CAGs that are being rebuilt for it. We have garrisons, and we're going to need quite a bit of cavalry. I use cavalry as occupation forces because they can move quickly, and they're really good in Africa and Asia and other places where there's lots of land, and you just need to get somewhere to take care of rebels quickly. Cavalry are pretty good at that. Here are more carrier air groups for our other aircraft carriers that we're building, some other light cruisers, and airborne and transport aircraft. All right, so this episode, again, is really just about Japan flexing its muscle across the world. That's really what this is about. So I think what I'm going to do is start... Well, I need to get... Actually, I need to start here. I need to get all of these troops out of here. How many transports we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have plenty of transports here. We're probably going to rebase the carriers as well. So let's get that started. All right, I'm just waiting for supply to get a little better in India before I continue moving, and it looks like it's starting to... We keep getting... I'm going to go here. We keep getting reports. Yeah, there's some French or something here. Some French convoys or French subs or something here that is attacking our shipping. So I need to send... Let's send the 5th carrier... Oh, wait. These are the ones that don't have aircraft. So what do we have? I think we have a ASW... Yeah, fleet here, but it only has 1 carrier. I think what I'll do is I'll send the first fleet over here to patrol. Let's move them over there. All right, looks like we caught them, whatever they were, because they're not here anymore. Yeah, there they are. 3 submarine units gone. Very good. That should take care of them. I'm not sure where their base is. This is why it's important to take care of all enemy ports. I don't think they're using Vichy France's ports, but there's probably a French port around here somewhere. I already took this one. So maybe they're coming from... I don't know where they're coming from, honestly, because well, there's a French port here. That could be it. Down here in Southeast Asia, I have to move quickly because I'm starting to lose... Say we're running out of supply in some of these areas, so what kind of supply do they have? They have very little supply. These have pretty good supply, so we'll use them first. And again, we only have to... Let's go back to the VP map mode. I think we only have to take very few of these. Maybe the East Coast. We might have to take Darwin. We'll see. We're going to start here, though, in Townsville. So let's get the transports moved over here, along with our fleet, which consists of Battle Group 2, 3rd Carrier Air Group, and the Pacific Carrier Air Group. Let's bring them down here as well, and we will just start taking these. I'm not going to put Army units after the Marines take these here. I'm not going to occupy with Army units because this should be fairly quick, and I should probably capture all these fairly quickly so I don't have to occupy them and wait. All right, we just took Nepal, I believe. Let's go back up here. That's what it said. Yep, Nepal has been puppeted too, and now they are part of the Japanese Empire. Here they are. Let's go ahead and bring this unit. Let's take a look at supply here. I'll probably have them move here and then down here. Again, I'm still waiting for supply. It looks like we're still waiting for supply in southern India. I'll probably start moving these here pretty soon. Okay, the Marines have landed in Townsville. We're going to put the transport there so that they can load back up after they get supply. They do have supply, actually. How these have supply as well. So we'll just load them back up, bring them back out, and move to the next VP area, which is right down here. We're out of, as you can see, we're out of range. So we're going to have to rebase our ships. Let's go ahead and put them all right here real quick. All of them. All right, load back up. Hopefully we didn't take all their supply from here. Let's take a look. No, there's plenty of supply here. Fuel, though, might be an issue. Hopefully it's not. No, we still got... See, there's not any fuel in the province, but the ships, our ships still have fuel from before, so we're doing okay. So let's load them back up and go down to... Where's the next one? It's Brisbane. Oh, someone's low on fuel. We got an economy boost. Someone is low on fuel. I didn't see which one it is. This one is low on fuel. All right, 4th Marines. Let's have them land. Okay, things are going well in Australia, so I think it's time that we're not getting a whole lot of progress down here. We still have, I think, too many. Well, we're getting actually some supply improvement here, but just not enough, not quickly enough. So let's go ahead. I loaded up 4 Marine units. I don't remember what transport they're in. Oh, here they are. I've already sent them out, and they are on their way to Ceylon. And so is, did I send out? No, the battle group, 1st battle group, 2nd and 4th carrier air groups. They are also coming over here to provide cover. I didn't see any units here in Colombo. Yeah, you can, well, maybe they're retreating to Colombo. It doesn't matter. We're going to take our 4 Marine divisions and take it. All right, we're about to capture the Australian capital, Canberra. I'm not sure if this is going to be... Ooh, where did this happen? Okay, so it looks like the British are trying to flee Ceylon, and they got their ass kicked. Okay. All right, we've taken Ceylon. Now, I'm going to take a quick peek over here. And how much time do we have before we're... 21st of February, that's today, in a few hours. And now let's check Australia's surrender progress. Oh, we still need one more capture point. Probably this one will do, Melbourne. So let's go down to Melbourne. I think we have one more. Yeah, we have one other Marine unit left. Let's load them up and bring them down to Melbourne area. I don't think there are any British ships down here, but let's send the 3rd carrier air group just in case. Now I'm going to load up the rest of the Marines, including the Marine Theater Command that I made for it. Let's load them. Oh, I can't load them all. All right, we'll get the Theater Command here in a bit. Let's just bring them all over because this is going to be supplied from Colombo. So I should be able to put all of my divisions here. Should be enough supply here. Let's just bring them all over, and then we'll start landing on India. Yeah, they're trying to bomb us, but I don't think it's going to make a bit of a difference. The Marines have almost landed in Melbourne, but there is one thing I do need to do, which I almost forgot to do. Go to Australia, add War Goal, and change to Puppet. Say I do. That is, unless you want to... I mean, if you want to conquer Australia, that's fine. But if you do, you will need to bring troops down here to occupy and prevent partisans. I personally don't care for that. I would much rather they be an ally of mine, so that way I don't have to mess with it. I don't have to worry about it. All right, get in there. And let's check Australia. They should surrender now. Yes, they are going to surrender. Their surrender progress is 100%. So they will surrender at midnight, and they should be, yep, a puppet. They're our puppet now. And let's see, this is Japan. Let's go back up here. It looks like they're still trying to flee from Colombo, or they're trying to land troops here. I'm not sure what. I brought my other Marines over, so we'll start landing operations on southern India soon, but I want to see what this is. Let's bring these Marines back. We'll have them strategic redeploy. We'll pick these up. They're out of supply. Is there any supply here that I could use? There is. So let's just dock here. Also, I don't have to use garrison units here in New Guinea or the Solomons because it's Australian territory. They're puppeted, so I can use these. I'll probably use these on the islands over here. I believe I got to round up some more garrison units and make sure that I have enough to cover all of these. I do want to garrison these islands. I need 8 garrison units. I got to round up 8 garrison units, and I don't know how many I have over here. What do I have in this area right here? I have 4. I need to find 4 more. All right, we're about to start landing on the Indian East Coast, but we have I believe this is our last, the 47th Air Group. I think that makes 8 of them, and if that's the case, take a look here. Yep, that's 8 of them. That means I can bring these over to the 5th Carrier Air Group, which, where did I put them? I think I put them in Singapore. Yep, let's rebase to Carrier. I'll check and see if we have any more air leaders, but I don't think we do. All right, there they are. We have 2 air leaders. Okay, I'll probably assign these 2 to a couple of these here. But let's take a look at production. So now that those are gone, here are the air groups. Well, actually, we have how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh, 13, 14, 15. So these must be spares? I'm not sure. I don't remember what I was doing. We'll find out. I will eventually find out why I built extra carrier air groups. Some of them may be extras, or you know what? Maybe there's some missing from some of the other carrier groups. There's one missing from the 4th. That one has theirs. I'm not sure why I built a few extras. I must have built them for spares. I must have, because this is probably going to happen again. Well, regardless, the 5th group, the 5th fleet has all of them. I'm going to let them rest up and get their organization up to full max, and then see if we can find a few leaders, and then we will deploy them out in the field again. All right, back to the landings. I'm going to use just 1 division here, and then we'll select the 10th and do it here, and I'm just going to go up and down the coast and do this. Well, I didn't have to look far. My first garrison units that I put, I believe, on serial production. Let's take a look at production. Yeah, the first one's just completed. I needed 4, and well, here they are. So we'll deploy them here, and there we go, and get them down to New Zealand area as soon as possible. Knock, knock, New Zealand. Guess who's coming to dinner? It's us. We like your island. We think it would make a splendid base. We shall take it. All right. Let's bring the 6th Infantry here. Shouldn't be much of a match at all. Let's see. Yeah, we're doing just fine. And we'll take the 2nd Marines, put them here. And I think we got Wellington here, right? Yep. And then one other one up here, Auckland, and then that should be New Zealand. Supply levels look really good here in Colombo. So we're going, well, supplied from Colombo instead of Rangoon. So we're going to bring down the 9th and 10th Corps that we placed here in Nagasaki, that we were trying to get away from our supply centers in Rangoon. We're going to load them up and bring them down there, and we will use them to take the southern part of India. Well, the British decided to tangle with us in our landing operations in southern Italy, and they paid the price. The HMS Barham and the HMS Caradoc have both been sunk. One is a battleship, light cruiser, 2 destroyers. I was bringing up a 2nd. I guess they stayed. The fight was here. I guess they stayed to fight the 1st battle group, and the transports left, and we sank a battleship and light cruiser in the process. We'll just send them back. Did we have any damage? It doesn't look like we had anything at all. No problems at all. All right, we just landed on Auckland, and that should be it for New Zealand. And it is. And we'll just, again, wait till midnight. And oops, I almost forgot it again. I need to add the war gold to puppet them. I do. And now they're a puppet. Almost forgot. Okay. So now we have Australia and New Zealand as our allies. Time to move on. And you know what? I have... Okay. I have 4 Marine divisions over here. That should be enough. And we do have our garrisons here. So we have 8 garrison units. So now begin our... This is going to be a little tedious here. We're going to land on all the little islands and then replace the Marines with garrisons. So it's going to take a little time, but we'll get that started now. Looks like now they got... the British have subs over here. We got to bring our carriers over here and start patrolling the waters around Ceylon. And the British have Marines here too. So, well, we need to take care of those. So we'll start move some units over so we don't have to attack across the river. All right, we finally got some Marines to land in Mangalore, and that pushed out the British Navy that was there. They had 18 ships, and one of them is the HMS Illustrious, and I think they have another one here that's large. They have the Hermes here, and I think, yeah, the Queen Elizabeth battleship. So we're going to pursue them. Let's see how this attack goes. They lost a destroyer flotilla, and they're headed this way. We have all 4 of our carrier air groups here. As soon as I saw that, I brought the other 2 over, and I thought, okay, great. This is a perfect place to pursue them. We'll send the transports back to Mangalore, and the carriers will pursue. What do we got here? 5 ships. Queen Elizabeth, Hermes. What happened to the other carrier, I wonder? It's up here. It looks like they split up their forces, so we will do the same. First and second. Looks like we got another battle here. Here's the QE and the Hermes. And we'll continue to pursue. Not sure what happened to the one up here. I think it got away, so we'll just concentrate on the Hermes and the Queen Elizabeth. This should be it here. Looks like... Yep, we sank the Queen Elizabeth, the Cumberland, the Frobisher, and it doesn't show the Hermes here, but it's gone too, I believe. Although maybe it's the only one that survived. We will continue. Maybe not. It's gone. We sank it as well. Looks like we have another major British base in Bombay. We're about to send in the Marines. We're going to land both divisions. I've been getting air raids from here, and I think there's maybe, yeah, there's 9 units here. One of them might be the carrier that we're after. All right, here they come. And what do we have up? Wasn't sure. I didn't get to see what was in that fleet. But we'll chase. Here we go. Nothing but destroyers, it looks like. Okay, that's fine. They need to be sank too. Okay, we got 2 light cruisers as well, and another destroyer. That may be all of them. I think that's it. So I think it was 2 light cruisers, 8 or so destroyers. We just sank, and there's one more. Let's go up and get Karachi. Looks like the British do have a carrier here. We have 52 ships against, they have the King George and Prince of Wales. We will chase them down and sink them as well. Are they going back to the port? It looks like they are. But they won't be able to hide there for long. Come on out. 10 ships. Yes, we do have the Illustrious here. Great. The King George and the Prince of Wales. Let's see if we can sink them all. 2 destroyers. We will continue. It looks like they're headed for their African ports. What do we got here? Okay. Looks like well, they're all really low on health. And the carrier, I don't know what happened to it. We sank it. The Illustrious has been sunk. The light cruiser Delhi has been sunk. Let's get that battleship. Excellent. We got them all. The King George V is sunk. Prince of Wales has been sunk. 2 destroyers and a transport flotilla. There we go. That's it. That may be the majority of the British forces down in Southeast Asia. They may have a few more larger ships. They do have a few other good-sized bases down here. Mauritarius and the Seychelles. Diego Garcia is another one that we're going to have to take. But this is a good start. We have India now. All the ports blocked. They don't have any land access to Persia, I don't believe. Doesn't look like Persia is allowing them access through their territory, so they cannot supply whatever troops are left here. They cannot supply them. How does our supply look? Looking a lot better than it was before. We'll continue. This is going to take some time to wrap up India, but after that, again, we're probably going to start on the Middle East here shortly, and we'll use the First Army to do that, most likely. Well, meanwhile, over in Southeast Asia, we're still pursuing our campaign against these other British and French possessions. We're going to wrap that up, and we just got notified that Leningrad fell. Let's take a look at the lines here and see what's going on. Okay, not much has happened here. They did make a big push up here. Leningrad has fallen, indeed. And in the south, they're still quite a ways away, it looks like, from Stalingrad. So we still got a ways to go here. Never really know how this is going to turn out. But this is what Europe looks like at present. It looks like the Axis has taken Greece, Bulgaria, Romania, most of the Balkans. All right, it's May 42. We just had a bunch of stuff complete. Our 4 carriers, some air groups, some more garrisons. We need to do research as well. I think we'll start with the research. It's, again, 42, so we're looking for 1943 techs, or anything we may have missed, such as assault weapons here, 1942, and bridging equipment. We'll take those. Might as well get desert warfare equipment too. We are approaching the desert. We'll be fighting there shortly. So let's go ahead and get that close to the top. It won't take too long to get since it's an older tech. I may be building more light cruisers, don't know. So I'm going to go ahead and get these. They're real easy techs to get. All right, on the bomber tab, we have plenty of 1943 techs to get. Basically all of them that you see. Fighters, same thing. The aero engine, that one's very important. It takes a long time to get. So I always bump it up to the top. And we'll get all the other 43 techs too, as well as earlier ones. Go ahead and start rocket test if you're interested in jet engines. Decryption, encryption machine. All your naval doctrine techs for fleet auxiliary carrier. And I think that's it. So we have 48 projects in the pool right now. Let's deploy the carriers at Hiroshima, where all the others were. These won't be going out yet. Again, we have to get them leaders, and we still need the light cruisers, I believe. Yeah, they're still in the queue, so it's going to be a little bit. Those won't be finished until October. Middle of June now, and this is our progress in India. Slow but steady. We missed a few provinces over here. I'm having my headquarters unit take those. And let me switch over to supply map mode. We're going to go ahead and start with our invasions of the Middle East and Africa at the same time, because I have a lot of troops. I have 4 divisions of Marines here, and they're taken. I mean, you can see here we're losing supply. There's just too many troops here. Our supply is going down. Same over here. We have the 10th Corps. It doesn't seem like a lot, but then when you look at the naval ships here, we have the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd battle group, plus these carrier air groups are taking supply. They're also being supplied from Colombo. So we just need to start getting on the move. We also have 4 other Marine divisions here. They're already in transports. We're going to send them probably to Oman. I think we're going to land here, and then again down in Africa, the east coast, probably not right here, right here. Let's go back to the supply map mode again. Yeah, here's the supply wall right here. So we're going to start at this port and move in, and we'll get going on that probably pretty quickly, although we might want to take some of these other islands first. Yeah, because the British have naval bases here. We'll probably take these out first. Almost the end of July now, and this is our progress in India. We're still trying to mop up here. There's some militia here, some partisans that formed. We're going back to get those. Let's see what else is happening. We've landed here, and we've driven the British out of this area, and we are attacking in Oman, driving them back. We'll be taking this part of Yemen, and we'll take the other part of Yemen, and we've landed here down in East Africa, and with 4 Marine divisions, we're going to be spreading out, and basically, let me go back to the supply mode. We're going to be pushing through down through here and up through here into the Belgian Congo and over into the French territories in Western Africa, and we'll be pushing down this way into South Africa. Although I just brought some 4 more Marine divisions to land and take South Africa. Shouldn't take too long. I think there's only a couple. 1, 2, there's 3 victory point areas. I don't think we need this one. Well, yeah, we do. It's Johannesburg. We'll take this one. We'll probably take all 4. It shouldn't take very long. October 13th now, and time for another update. As you can see, Japan and South Africa are getting along just fine. That's because they are now our puppet. It took a little time. Is a puppet of Japan. Yep. It took a little time because after we landed here in Durban, it took us about a month and a half to march our asses to Johannesburg. And once we got there, then they surrendered. And it also took a little time to take Cape Town. We attacked with 2 Japanese Marine divisions. It wasn't quite enough, so I stopped, brought a few more over, and then attacked with 4. That was enough. So again, South Africa is allied with us. Here's our progress in East Africa. I did decide to take this port because there were some British ships here. I wanted to get them out of the port. That's the only reason I landed there. There are also more British ships in this port, but we're not landing here because this is owned by the Italians, and if I land troops here, I won't be able to get them off because I can't put my transports in port to bring them out. So instead, we're using all of our air groups here to do port strikes on this port. And I believe, let's see, this is all that's left. There were a lot of ships here. There were several. There were transports, destroyers, light cruisers, heavy cruisers. The only thing left are these 2 battleships, and they won't last a whole lot longer. They can either come out and face our carriers, or they can just sit here, stay in port, and be sank in port. Their choice. Next, on the Arabian Peninsula, I have 2 Japanese divisions here, and this is all that's left, just this little bit of British territory along with Yemen. This won't take too long to consolidate. Here is India. There are no troops here. It's just me trying to take the rest of this territory. I've also decided to, let's see, the First Army. I think this is the First Army here. And yep, we're going to go after these Chinese warlord countries now. I think this is what? This is the First Corps, Second Corps, Third Corps. And I'll show you the victory provinces here, here, and here. So we're just going to declare war, attack these, and I think this time I'm going to conquer these. I'm not going to make them puppets, since we already have troops here trying to maintain the peace in occupied China. We might as well just occupy these others and bring more cavalry over. That's my plan anyway. So we're going to start with this one, attack, take it, and then we're going to come over to Yunnan, and then this one. This one's going to be interesting. Lots of mountains. It takes forever to conquer this one. But we're going to start. We're going to do one at a time. First this, and then this. Again, that's what the first army is here for. And second army is still trying to take all of India. And I got the Marines all over the place, just taking most of Africa. I think we're going to start now, because now that South Africa is finished, we're probably going to do some landings here in these French territories and move up into these British territories. And then Liberia is next. We also have our 2 airborne divisions have finished. I'm going to go ahead and put them here, but you know what? I don't think we're going to need them. I usually use the airborne troops to get past the Suez Canal, but the Italians beat me to it. I won't be going into, which is too bad. I usually land here in Kuwait, drive up into Iraq, take Iraq, and then come over here to the Med, and then come and cross here at the Suez. But I usually use my paratroopers to land here and attack behind enemy lines. I don't think I'm going to have the opportunity to do that this game, which is unfortunate. Maybe we can find another use for our paratroopers later. We'll see. All right, this is the end. We're done with bombing Mogadishu. All of the British ships have been sunk in harbor. I think that's it. I think we're going to, let's see if there's, it says we're doing more port strikes, but I think we're actually done. Yeah, there are no more air ships in harbor, so let's, I'm going to go ahead and have them finish. Well, what do you know? A French aircraft carrier decided to show up here, and a French battleship. 2 of them looks like, so we're going to go after them and sink them both. I don't know exactly where they came from. Okay, it looks like they're headed, let's see what direction they're headed in. No, I think they're going actually back to this port. So we're just going to, oh, good. You just stay there. They got a carrier here and another battleship. So it says 4 units. So we know that there's 1 fleet carrier, 1 light carrier, 1 battleship, and something else. And then, so I'm going to wait here for a little bit and let my aircraft, actually, let's see if I have 2 other carrier. I have 2 others. Yeah, we got 1 and 3 and 5 here. I think I'll bring all 3 of them over. Yep, let's bring all 3 of them. Let's bring them up here. As soon as they get here, then we'll start bombing the harbor, the port. Oh, no, they're leaving. Looks like they're leaving. Not sure where the carrier went. Okay, there it is. They lost it. The Baron, I'm not sure how to pronounce that, but their carrier's gone, and some destroyers. Which direction are they going? Probably back this way. Yep, 2 battleships left, but they're almost sunk. I think we're going to get both of them. Are they going up this way? No, they're going back to port. So we'll just wait. There they go. Come on, find them and sink them. Looks like we already got 1 of them. Yep. Okay, is that all of them? Let's go back here. There may be 1 left. No, I think we sank them both. We'll stay here just in case. We'll have the 3 other carrier groups come up to relieve these 2, and then these 2 will go back to port and fix up their aircraft, give them some rest. 5, 6, 7. This one's missing a carrier air group. We have others again in spares in production. I think I have 1. Yeah, this one right here. So as soon as this one's done, we will assign it to the 4th carrier fleet. All right, we're into 1943 now, almost the end of January, and I thought I would do another update, but this actually might be the last update of the game, and I'll show you what's happening. Here's India. We're almost finished taking it. There was no opposition. We're just trying to clean up, basically, provinces, occupy them. I did take this Chinese minor right here. I'm starting to work on Yunnan now. I'm about ready to declare war. Here we have finished again. We have had Southeast Asia all wrapped up for quite a while. I have all these islands over here. There are no British bases, so it's basically just US bases, Japanese bases, and Australia, New Zealand are our puppets, so is Siam again. Tibet will be soon. I'm going to go after them as well. I'm going to leave Afghanistan and Persia alone probably. Saudi Arabia, I haven't decided yet, but this is a disappointment. The Italians, well, probably because I wiped out the British Navy. That's probably why, but the Italians usually make a push into Egypt and then get pushed back. Not this game. They took Egypt earlier and never gave it back, and they still have Iraq. So generally I land in Kuwait, move up Iraq, take it, and then move over here, take the Suez Canal, but I can't do that this game. So here I am in Central Africa, trying to take the Belgian Congo and the British possessions. I do have South Africa. By the way, when you do get down to South Africa and take it, it makes a great base. Look at the local supply and local fuel here. It's great. You can always come back here and use this as a kind of a springboard for your operations somewhere else, which is what I'm doing here. We landed here. Then I was going to move up, take this British possession, this one here. I believe this is Ghana. This is Nigeria. And then Liberia makes another decent kind of a port for launching invasions elsewhere. It doesn't have quite the supply that Cape Town has, but it's not bad. But let me show you what may be ending the game soon. I was about ready to start planning my invasion of Liberia, and then I thought, okay, well, the next is Portugal, and then next is Ireland, and then I thought, uh-oh, what is this? The Italians have landed in Scotland. Apparently they took Glasgow and they pushed and took all of this. This is not good because, well, once the Italians probably will push down and take Great Britain and end that part of the campaign. We'll see, but this is probably, again, because they couldn't defend themselves because they have no navy. We'll keep pushing and then see how this goes, but doesn't look good. January 1944 now. It's been about a year since the last update. All I've been doing is just taking provinces and moving closer and closer to England. Here is England right now. I imagine that they must have dozens of units in London because the Italians have had the rest of England for quite some time, and this situation has been like this for months. So they probably just can't get enough troops to get in here and take London. Not sure, but that's fine. I'll just show you what's happening with the Japanese. We have taken Liberia. They are now our puppet. We've taken all the British territories in Africa, just mopping up a few other. There's just one headquarters unit here, just mopping that up. So Africa is pretty much done. Don't know how long this will last. I'll come back when or if the Italians manage to take London. If they haven't, by the time I get up to Ireland, I'll just drop some paratroopers in there and be done with it. All right, as I was preparing to launch my invasion of Portugal, I got the message that it says Japan annexed the United Kingdom, but we did not. It was the Italians that did. They finally took London. It took them over a year to do it, but they finally did. And it looks like France has gone too. Iraq has now been annexed. Poland, Netherlands, Belgium, Greece. Yeah, when the faction leader is annexed, then all the others are annexed as well. Conquered on UK. Ethiopia liberated. Interesting. So at this point, the Japan player could, if they wanted to, join. I can still join. The German invite to the faction is still going. I could join here and wait for the Germans to defeat the Soviets, or I can even help them if I wanted to. Or I could just set it out and wait and see if they're going to, and then join right at the end when they do defeat them. Up to you, however you want to do it. I can still, because my neutrality is so low, if I wanted to, I could declare war on Germany and go after them if I wanted to. All right, real quick, let's look at the political map mode and just see how successful Japan was in this campaign. Anything blue and green is our territory. I'll zoom out a little bit. Here's Japan, Manchukuo, these are our puppets. Blue is our puppets, green is our territory. Here is China, Siam, Nepal, Tibet, India, all of Indonesia, Australia, New Zealand, all of these islands over here are mine. Let's go a little bit west of India. And I did finally decide to take Saudi Arabia. Yemen and Oman are my puppets. This is my territory. Basically, most of Africa is now Japanese. South Africa is a puppet. We have all of this in here. Most of this, though, belongs to Vichy France, which is now its own country. And I picked up a bunch of things in the Caribbean. I also have a couple of provinces that what is now Canada now. I'm still at war with Canada, by the way. Let's take a look. All right, Japan at war with Canada. Truce with Liberia because we just annexed, well, not annexed them, but they just became our puppet. We have the following puppets: Oman, Saudi Arabia, Yemen, Bhutan, Nepal, Manchukuo, Siam, Liberia, South Africa, Australia, and New Zealand. I also have some weird territory, like right in the middle of the Balkans. I picked up. I also got a few islands up here close to Great Britain. But that's gonna do it for this campaign. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it and learned a bunch of stuff about Hearts of Iron 3. I am planning on doing another one. I am thinking about next time Italy. Italy is a pretty tough country to play. They're the weakest, I believe. I think so. They're the weakest of the major countries. They have all kinds of problems when it comes to running their country. But I think I have something interesting that I want to try with them. Not sure when I'm going to be doing that, but it will come eventually. So watch out for that one if you're interested. And once again, thanks for watching this campaign. And I'll see you in the next one.